professionals,
Right.
both singers, speakers, actors, and he teaches the science of the voice and gives them the correct information so they can teach the people they're teaching. Okay. All right. So I've been thinking a lot about breath and about using my own breath in a better way, which naturally made me want to think about how my students are breathing. And I have a couple of students in my studio who are breath holders. And so my brother and I have been talking about that. Is there a way that we can discuss breath, both how to use it when we are singing and vocalizing, and how it's similar when we're performing and playing the piano? So I'm just going to ask him some questions. If you have some questions that you want to send my way, just type that in. And I'm going to turn us around. Sometimes when I turn us around horizontally, I can't see all your responses, but maybe it'll work. So I'm just going to go into this formation so we can be more natural in talking. Okay, so my first question is, so my student, when he sits down to play, often starts his little piece by going, and then he tries really hard. He's working really hard in getting out the little piece that he's trying to perform. And it doesn't seem to help when I say, do you know you're holding your breath? Because he feels that he's being accused of something.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
And so I would like to maybe find some ways just to work on breathing and playing. So what do you think?
Well, I think he may need to use his breath cycle to enhance whatever else he's doing. In other words, make use of the in and out movement of the air. Everything we do is cyclic. It goes in cycles. There's almost nothing we do unless we become immigrants and move somewhere else to another country and never come back. Everything else we do, we always return, and so it's done in cycles. And so we have to take the rhythm of one cycle and bring it together with the rhythm of another cycle that we do. So we're moving our hands, we're moving our head, but our breath has to be there because we need the oxygen and we need to get rid of carbon dioxide. So when that cycle of breathing interferes with the other cycles, then we get tense and then we don't use our body effectively. But if we're aware of our breathing cycle and we start the phrase with the start of the breath and we end the phrase with the end of a breath, then we have two cyclic movements going together and enhancing each other.
Okay. So do you think, how short of a little segment, if these are beginning students, how short of a little segment could I expect a 6 or 7-year-old to concentrate for a few minutes on so that he can watch himself?
I would take something that is maybe a second or two in length. If I was doing it with my voice, I'd say, take a nice breath. Release. 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 And make that student aware that taking the breath and releasing it is really part of the playing. And then you have them do that same thing in a scale on the piano. And then you can lengthen that. And sometimes you can also make them aware of breath very quickly. If you're doing staccato, for example, ha, 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 ha. There you take a breath with every note. Mm-hmm. But again, they synchronize the movement of air in and out with the other movement that they're trying to make.
Okay, so if we were doing that on the piano, maybe just a 5-finger scale. So my question is, a little child, how many, like if I'm playing, could they inhale that whole time? Is that too long?
Well, they want to inhale first before they do it.
So
no, you don't want to inhale during the thing.
Oh.
You take your breath,
okay,
nice and comfortably, and then you execute your phrase, and
on
then
the
you
exhale.
if whatever breath is left, you let it out easily and take